Welcome back, everybody. I hope that you really enjoyed doing that exercise and learned a lot about your unconscious beliefs about being a business person. And now what I want to do is to help you radically create a different understanding of what it means to be a business person. So remember, if we think that people like us don't do things like this, we're not going to do it either, right? Because that's basically the definition of feeling like something is counter to identity. But if we can start to see that people like us are doing things like this, it will open us up to start taking those small steps to untangle our mindset block. And that's what I want you to do in this exercise. So this one's going to take a little bit of planning. So what I want you to do is find somebody who is people like you, who is doing things like this. So you set an intention for this course, and it was something like networking or sales or something of your own, my business finances, whatever it is. There's got to be somebody in your life who feels to you like someone you look up to. Maybe they just ooze positivity, or maybe they're really successful and have the life you wish you could have, right? Or at least have the business you wish you could have, or have their finances in place the way you wish you had your finances in place, right? So I want you to think of who that person is. I want you to reach out to that person and ask him or her if she would be willing to do an interview with you. Okay? So you can ask her, you got to make sure that you make it clear to her that it's only going to be about a half an hour, right? Send her an email, give her a specific compliment. Hello, I just want you to know that I've been watching your Facebook Lives and they're so amazing. They're just riveting. And I was wondering if you had half an hour to have a conversation with me, because I just wanted to discuss some stuff with you, right? Most people are willing to give somebody a half an hour to talk about, especially somebody who just told them they were awesome. We all have time for that person. So if you reach out to them and ask them for a quick half an hour of their time, get it scheduled, and then get on the phone with them, and I want you to walk them through the protocol that I've given you in your workbook, right? It says interview a role model, and you'll see that it's actually a notes grabber, meaning you can take this worksheet with you when you get on the phone, and there's places for you to actually take notes. So when you get on the phone, you're going to compliment her again. You're going to tell her, I so admire your business. Thanks for giving me 30 to 45 minutes of your time. And then you can ask her, so I'm wondering if you could tell me what you love about your business, right? Because what we're trying to untangle here is the belief that we're unconsciously holding, that being a business person is going to be, something that we're not open to. Too hard, too salesy, too inauthentic, something. So if we get somebody we admire telling us how much they love their business, that will start to untangle the mindset block. So you ask them, what is it that you love about your business? What's your favorite part? What's the hardest part about achieving your level of, what was the hardest part about achieving your level of success? And how did you overcome that? So remember, we're here trying to hear that it's totally doable. It's going to be hard, but you can overcome it. Right? That's the mindset block that we're overcoming right now. And then I want you to share a concern that you have, right? So it could be, this is after she's spoken for a long time about her business, right? Like she's a little bit opening up to you. Don't start with this question because people aren't ready for it until they've sort of gotten their head in the right place, which the first two questions do for her and for you. So you can say, for example, maybe you say, sometimes I think that the business I'm in, maybe you're a film, like a freelance film producer or something. And you say, sometimes I feel like it's such a male-dominated field and that feels overwhelming, or that feels like it just makes it impossible for me to be successful, right? You share something that came up for you when you were doing your identity clash. It could be, sometimes I feel like I'm never going to be successful if I don't have terrible relationships with my kids, which I'm just not open to doing, right? And if you chose the right person and she's got kids and she seems to have a great relationship with them, she'll help you because I'm sure she struggled with it too, right? So you share a specific concern that you have, and then you ask her, how did you handle that part? And then she's going to tell you. Now, this is really important. She's going to say some stuff that you don't yet believe, right? And the goal of this whole thing is to be open to hearing a new perspective. And if she starts to say things that you disagree with, you gotta zip it up. Do not argue with her, right? The point is not to have a discussion with her. Well, it is to have a discussion, but it's not to have a meeting of the minds. She's volunteering her time for you to hear a different perspective. Don't argue with that perspective. Just listen to it. Ask probing questions like, oh, really? And, how did you handle that? Or, what else? Right? Like, probe. Have a conversation. Be in it with her. But do not argue with her. You might really feel, because your identity, right, is going to be like on high alert. These are beliefs that we're sort of closed off to. So if she starts to say, oh yeah, it is male dominated, but with the right strategies, it's really not that big a deal. Don't then tell her, yes, it is. I have that strategy. I already know that, right? Don't do it. Okay. So then you can you can thank her so much for taking the time to talk to you, and then wrap it up. So she really shouldn't take more than half an hour. Once you reach a half an hour, make sure you say, I really want to be mindful of your time. And maybe you're still like in the thick of it. You can say like, do you have an extra 10 minutes we could talk? And if she says no, you say, that is no problem. Thank you so much for your time, and you hang up. These people are busy. We know they're busy because they're successful. So make sure that you are mindful of their time. But usually there's an extra 10 minutes that you can keep going if they're in the thick of it, right? So once you do that, you're going to have all kinds of new insight that you can bring to your mindset work, right? You're going to discover that people like you actually do things like this. And I can't wait to hear all about it. Okay, so I'll see you in the next video. Take care.